How's everybody doing? Y'all feeling okay this evening?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna talk about a couple of things. I don't really know how this is gonna go. I'm a little high off of gummy. A little bit tipsy, so. You gotta know your gummy dose, because if you don't know that fucking gummy dose, your ass would be paralyzed with just your lips moving like this. Let me tell you something. I got, today I took the gummy. The guy gave me a gummy at about 12:01 p.m. I ingested the gummy. 6 hours later, it was 12:02 p.m. I said, this nigga is trying to kill me. You have to be very fucking careful. I just started kind of fucking with gummies and weed and shit. I was always against it, because I grew up in the D.A.R.E era of say no to drugs. And I always felt like growing up in that Reagan era and shit, I always felt that they taught us that weed was a gateway drug. Meaning that if you smoke a joint, it would be like, you smoke a joint, be like, shit, I'm ready for the crack now, nigga. Give me the crack and the heroin. And I was always like against that shit because I grew up, my mama would drop me off at my grandmama's house. And my uncle, he was a straight crackhead. The nigga was on dope. And I had a front row seat to crack. This nigga was bad. He stole everything that wasn't fucking nailed down. He just stole it, and my grandmama would pray for him and shit. But he would continuously rob her. I'm like a child, 9 and 10 years old, experiencing this shit. And I had an old grandmama. I had the old original grandmama, not these new 40-year-old grandma. The Ty Davis, who y'all just saw, is a fucking grandma. Y'all know she a grandma? A beautiful grandma. But my grandma did not look like that. I had the original grandma with them long titties. The motherfucker was over her knees. All she wore was a duster and walked like this. When she walked, she didn't move her knee, like she didn't lift her legs or nothing. Even if some shit happened, she would run like that. Hey, hey, hey! Long titties, nigga. I was over my grandma's house. My uncle was on that shit bad. And I never forget, I was staying over my grandma's house, and my grandmama had a big refrigerator full of treats and juices, and all the shit we like to eat as children, and my grandmother would often cook. And we were all at the house, my uncle, my grandmama, my brother, my granddaddy, and we went to sleep one night. Now my grandmama, like I said, she was older, 70s, 60s, 70s as a grandma. And the original grandma. Now, like I said, she had a big refrigerator, big. This whole curtain is the fucking refrigerator, full of treats and goodies and juice and shit. And that refrigerator was there that night when we went to bed. And let me explain to you my grandmama's house. My grandma had a shotgun house in Chicago in Inglewood. And the house was a shotgun house. It had a lot of stairs. You had to walk a lot of stairs to go up. And then you get up, you could walk through the house, and then in the yard, there was a lot of stairs going down. There was a big backyard, and you walked to the gate where there was an alley. Okay, so it was a lot to do. It was a big house. Now, I told y'all that refrigerator was there when we went to bed. It was there, full of treats. Went to bed. Now, I woke up because I'm a child. I want to see my cartoons and shit. I woke up about 7 a.m. because I wanted to go get my cereal and get some milk out the refrigerator. To my surprise, I wake up and the refrigerator's gone. There's nothing there. It's just a fucking hole. The refrigerator is gone. And I'm thinking to myself, we was all in here sleep together and I didn't hear shit. How did this nigga lift this refrigerator up by himself, walking down the stairs, through the yard, through an alley. And take all, didn't even take the food out that motherfucker. Everything was gone. Now, I'm a child. I'm what, 9, 10 years old? I'm like, fuck, now I gotta go tell my grandma that the refrigerator's missing. You know how children do when they walk into a room. They, you know, y'all probably got kids. You know, your kids, they don't wake you up immediately. They just stand there and look at you like a serial killer. They just, you can feel the beam of their eyes as it stares at you. And I said, fuck it, I woke my grandma up. Grandma, hey, what you want, boy? What you want? I said, Grandma, I want some milk for my cereal. Well, I got out of my damn face, go in there and get you some damn milk. You see where you sleep right now. Go in that kitchen, get on the refrigerator and get some milk. Grandma, what? The refrigerator gone. Now when I told her that, immediately she knew what happened. But my uncle on crack. So I told the refrigerator gone, that motherfucker done stole my goddamn refrigerator. He owned that shit, he done stole my fucking refrigerator. And she woke up and walked to the fridge, and a little dog, my grandma had a little Pomeranian that'll follow her everywhere. And the refrigerator was fucking gone. This nigga lifted that shit up like a ninja in the night. Some type of special powers, and sold that shit for a $10 bag of crack. And that's why I was like, I didn't want to get into drugs. I was like, no, I don't want to do this shit. I see this firsthand. The whole family, like I grew up in a dysfunctional, they were dysfunctional. My grandmama and granddaddy was dysfunctional. He was old as fuck. My grandmama was petty. And you know, women back in those days, they had no options. You know, I get it. You know, a lot of women now, they're more, you know, they want to be free and shit. I mean, women have rights now. They didn't. My grandmama didn't have fucking rights. You know, she had no options. She didn't have Instagram. She didn't have 20 niggas in her DMs back in the 70s. She didn't, you know, she didn't see Bobby Earl and shit on IG in his new Cadillac. She just had to take that shit. Shit, my granddaddy was a mailman and played music. He was a musician and a mailman. And he fucked bitches. He used to deliver dick and mail on his route. He used to fuck hoes on his route. He couldn't help it. But you could do that shit back in the early days before this social media and shit. You could leave your family and they couldn't find you. Those were good times for a man. All you had to do was walk out the house. You know how many motherfuckers in the 70s looked at their kids and say, what y'all want? I'm going to the store. And just walked out and never came fucking back. They couldn't find it. My grandmama took that shit, but she was petty. And as they got older, my grandfather began to get sick. He got Parkinson's. They had this is how their house was set up. It was old school. They had 2 chairs. It was a chair here for my grandmama, a little table in the middle, and then my granddaddy had his chair on the other side. And in front of them, they had that fucking floor model TV where they watched Johnny Carson, the baseball game, and soap operas. That was it. I was a child watching this shit. My grandma, she was a petty woman. In her chair, she used to keep liquor. She had a big pocket on that chair. She kept liquor and all kind of shit in that motherfucker. And my granddad, he's sick. He's having a breakdown. He just all fucked up. He just sitting in this chair. My grandma was petty. She started drinking and shit. Look at that motherfucker. Funny how karma works. He was fucking them bitches, he didn't care. And look at your ass now, motherfucker. My granddad just sitting up there, oh, look at that motherfucker, that's what you get. Out here fucking them bitches on your mail route. I never forget, I came in here, you had that bitch in my bed. Now, my grandfather is incoherent. He don't fucking know what's going on. I never forget you had that bitch in my bed, butt naked, and I grabbed that knife, chased her all around, and you laughed. And I was sitting up as a child, terrified by this behavior. And I said, Grandma, why didn't you leave? And she looked at me, I ain't gonna do him no favor. I said, this is some toxic shit. That was a fucking life. And they lived that life. My grandma survived off of there's all kind of shit happened. My uncle on dope, stealing the car, and just stealing everything that wasn't nailed down. Stole my father's car. He was on that shit. Stole my daddy's. My daddy had a 1978 Monte Carlo. They jumped in that motherfucker. Stole that bitch. My dad saw that nigga across the lot. Driving this car, my dad ran like fucking the Terminator to catch this motherfucker. Just lifted him out of the car. I'll kick your ass. You know, because he wanted him 70, then I will kick your ass, turkey. That jive ass turkey stole my machine. Jive sucker old motherfucking turkey. He chased that nigga in hard bottom shoes. Nigga to get that car. That motherfucker froze, just blowing in the air. Get back in that fucking Monte Carlo. When you catch a crackhead doing wrong, he grabbed my uncle by the fucking collar and lifted him out the car. The nigga just started crying. Why are you doing this to me? I love you. Don't kill me. My dad spared him and got in his car and drove off. My grandma was against my father. She hated him. She was one of the in-laws that hated him. That black ass motherfucker. That was I thought my daddy's name was black ass nigga. My grandma was very, very fair skinned. She could have passed as a white woman. Now light skinned black people in these times, they hated nothing worse than a black ass nigga. Look how black that black ass nigga is. Just as black. He just as black as he wanna be. She used to tell my daddy he looked like Patrick Ewing. That nigga looked like Patrick Ewing. Black ass nigga. Nothing he can do for us. But my daddy was a strong man. He didn't give a fuck. I knew your mama. He'd tell my mama, I know your mama don't like me. I don't give a fuck. I knew he was a family. I grew up with both parents on the south side of Chicago. I had my mom and dad and my brother. Even though we was in the hood, I grew up with love. It was impossible for me to be a street nigga. Impossible. I would have friends often. You don't sell no crack, nigga. Do no motherfucking drive-by, steal a kill. I was like, no, I'm loved. I'm no thug. I come from a home of love. I'm not a pit bull, nigga. No, I don't want to do that.